Hi there, my name is Barry Naroff. I'm a professional spiritual intuitive and a New York State licensed psychotherapist. Today, going to do part 2 of this mini-series on religion, the negative aspects of religion. The last video was on the positive aspects. Negative aspects both of religion itself and of being a religious person. First of all, most religions, not all, but most religions have a set of certain code of beliefs, a dogma, that you have to accept as literal truth and accept as this is the way reality works. This is who the divine is. This is how the divine works. This is how one reaches the divine. This is how one does not reach the divine. This is the way you have to lead your life. This is the way you get forgiveness. This is what sin is. All of these precepts, and there's a long list of do's and don'ts that religion tends to offer. Religion are sort of like a guidepost, but in many cases, it's not just a guide, it's a law. This is what you have to do, and this is what you may not. As an example, look at the Puritans. I think they were Calvinists, or some sector. Calvinists had a set of belief in predestination, and the way you lived your life was proof of whether you were going to heaven or not. Not that, in their belief, the way you acted could help you get into heaven or cause you to go to hell, but it was a demonstration to others because it was all preordained. So very rigid laws of what you can and cannot do. Of course, this led to the witch trials and lots of ostracism, but we're not going to get into that. But religion generally is not something that encourages free thought. Religion says, these are the teachings, and you have to study them all of your life because others laid them down and they know better than you. So this is the way you have to be. It's not an option. It's not a guide. It's the law. Some religions are more rigid than others, but all of them have a basic set of beliefs that say to be a good person, to go into whatever the reward place is after death, this is what you need to do, or else this is how you're going to be punished. All the ministers and priests and all the other people who are in charge of the religion all promulgate this. Fire and brimstone, reincarnation, all of these subjects, they say, okay, you do this or else. Some are more or else. Some are more, these are the good things to follow. But a lot of religions really promulgate thou shalt nots rather than thou shalls. Thou shalls. Okay, well, anyway. And they focus on the negatives. They generally also tend to exclude others. While some religions are very inclusive and do say, okay, everybody's equal, everybody's welcome. A lot of religions, particularly the very strong religious beliefs, say that you must believe what we say is the truth, and everybody else in the world is wrong. A Catholic may say, the Muslims, they're infidels, they're ignorant. A Buddhist may say, you're never going to get to heaven if you don't do this. There are practices. No, Buddhists may not say heaven. They may say you'll have a bad reincarnation. You'll have karma. Correction. But every religion says what you have to do and what you should not do. And many religions say if you're not one of us, you're never going to get in. Fat chance. Your future life is going to be horrible. The great divine, whatever it is going to frown down on you, and boy, you're in for a bad fate. And to make this even worse, they say, okay, if you're one of us, we'll treat you well, we'll help you, we'll be kind toward you. If you're not one of us, the hell with you. We can do whatever we want to you. It doesn't matter. Some religions even say it's okay to kill, maim, destroy, harm, rape, pillage, because you're not one of us. So therefore, you're looked down upon by the divine. So it's okay to treat you horribly. You're a heathen, an infidel, a non-believer, someone who's not living the path of righteousness, a pagan, someone who is not understanding the truth of religion. And therefore, it's okay to treat you horribly, to round you up, put you in camps, deport you, slaughter you by the thousands, hundreds of thousands. It's perfectly fine. And if you look at the history of religion, it has been one big massacre of one people, those who are bigger and stronger, against the weaker. And religion is really good at doing that. Religious people also generally have a very closed mind. They're not open to concepts of what reality could be outside of the teachings of their particular faith. They know that this is what I was taught. This is true. All other beliefs in the world, of all other religions and of science and anyone who's not religious, is wrong, because we know the truth, and only we know the truth. Only we are going to be saved. Only we are going to have a good incarnation our next life. Nobody else. Some qualify it a little, and religious people say, well, they're trying, so we'll help them out a little. But only our own kind gets the full merit. And in the true fundamentalist or evangelical nature of all religions, there is this closed-mindedness, this sense that they don't know, they're ignorant, they can't possibly have a good reward to their life because they're not following the teachings. They don't know the teachings. They don't want to know the teachings. We know the teachings. We're doing what we're supposed to do. And we will have a just reward. But not them. So religion tends to put people against people. It tends to say, we're the good ones, they're the bad ones. Well, as bad ones, do they really deserve our compassion? Do they deserve our help, our assistance, our blessings? No, punish them. They're barely even human. A lot of that going around. So religious people in general have very, very closed minds. They're not open to hearing about the lives or the beliefs of others. They're certainly not interested in incorporating it because they have all the answers. And religious people generally do not have kind, open hearts. There are exceptions, but generally very religious people. Just look in the world. Look at what's done in the name of devout people. Killings, murders, slaughter, people who shoot up other people, people who deprive others of their rights, their livelihood. who say you're a second-class citizen because you don't believe as we believe. And it opens up to racism. It opens up to economic oppression, racial oppression, ethnic oppression, and killing and murder. Why should we give them this wonderful thing that we have? They don't believe as we do. They're not one of us. So there's a lot of dualism that gets developed between the devout, religious, fundamentalist, or evangelical person and everyone else. And this is not true of any one religion. It's true of all religions. So religions tend to have a set of precepts that must be followed. And religious people follow those teachings, at least until their eyes are opened. And some follow it through to their death. And some find out, this really doesn't serve me well. Their eyes are open. They take a look and they see how people who are very religious are generally hypocrites, because very religious people are not kind-hearted. They're not generous. They're not caring. They're not altruistic. They're all out for themselves and those who are like them. Of course, there are others. There are the Mother Teresas, those who are very caring and giving. But generally, those are not people who are fundamentalist. These are people who follow religion to the core, not to the letter, and who follow the precepts, the true teachings, rather than just the words. So, I hope this has been of interest to you. Okay, until the next time.